Hey guys, what's everyone up to? What a fortnight. It's been so long. I haven't seen anyone for ages, so what have you all been up to? Music, lots of shows. I've had a couple of weeks where I haven't been very well, so we had to miss last week because I didn't have much of a voice and neither did Alison. We were both not very well. And you probably, my family were pretty happy that I didn't have a voice, but you probably wouldn't have really enjoyed it because neither of us would have been able to say anything. So we had to we'll reschedule Alison for after groundwater, and we'll try and book her in. She has a lot of shows, so we've got to sort of try and book one in around her shows. And next week, obviously, we're not going to be having a show because we'll be doing lots of different little pop-up lives from groundwater if I get there, because that's been a bit of a headache today as well, trying to get accommodation because I had that all booked and paid for, and today the lady told me she didn't have accommodation for me, so we're frantically trying to sort that out. And I think, thank goodness for Cassie, I think she's on top of that now. We will find out in the morning, fingers crossed. Otherwise I might be hitting people up for couches or sleeping on the street, which, we probably won't be doing a lot of sleeping, so that might work too. Hi Emma. Hi Cass. It was really quiet last week. It was really quiet last week. I don't think I saw you at all last week because it would have been pointless. I mean, except for the fact that you just would have enjoyed having me next to you, of course. Hi Beck, how you going? So tonight we've got Gayle O'Neill joining us. She's got a new single out, so we're going to have a bit of a chat about that and find out where she's playing and what she's doing. Give us some messages, let us know, some thumbs up for Love Hearts if you're going to groundwater. If I'll see you there next week, let me know. I want to see what shows you're going to and where I might see you. If you do see me and I don't see you, come and say hi, because I am likely to not. I am exhausted and I'll be so excited to be watching music that I probably won't see faces. So come and say hi. All right. Well, we might bring Gayle into the room and see what she's been up to. Hi, how you going?
Hi, Danny. Hi, all of your loyal watchers, listeners.
Thank you for joining. I've got lots of comments coming in. So we've got Facebook and YouTube watching, and I've got two lots of comments, but it's not balancing very well. So let's try rebalancing it and see how we go. That's a bit better. I'm not very coordinated, as the post that Cassie Love posted earlier. Was that today or yesterday? The bubble wrap post. I think that was this morning about me on Country Kickback of the accident prone person. That's me. So that's happening a lot lately. What have you been up to? Tell us.
Trying to keep out of trouble. No. Oh, well, actually, yes. No. we've been everywhere, ma'am. We live in a little tour bus called the Nothing Else Matters tour bus.
Oh.
And we've been on the road for about 3 years now. And it has just been amazing. The places that we've seen, the people that we've met, the family that we seem to be, it just seems to be ever growing. So
yes.
I don't think we do fans. I think we just do family.
Yes.
I think that's the way it works for us.
Yeah.
So it took me years to convince my big old oak tree to throw in the luxury of a salary and come hit the road.
Get on the road.
Yeah, so we've been doing that we've been on the road for 3 years now, and it has just been wonderful. Who wants to touch my hair? Cass? Hi, Cass.
She has a thing about nice hair. She will pat your hair. When she sees you one day, she will pat your hair. You do have to stop her sometimes. Right. Occasionally she has done that. I don't think they like it. You need to stop. Stop patting. She'll pat moustaches too. She likes a good moustache, and she'll go up to someone's moustache and pat that as well. So you have to be careful.
I won't have to worry about the moustache thing.
No, I got rid of mine, so I'm safe. Yeah. Oh dear. You have the best life. Can I come and washed and dried for you?
That seems to be a bit of an issue at the
Yeah.
moment, but never mind.
I'll even iron the tea towels and I'll iron the sheets. I'll do it all. I'll do it all.
No,
Take me on
there
the
will
road
be
and
none
iron
of
it for a
them.
moment. Does he still iron the socks?
No.
No.
No, we put an end to that right quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
No one's got
I've
time to
never,
iron socks.
no, I've never ironed my socks. That's something
No,
I'll iron everything else, but not my socks.
no one irons their socks.
You wouldn't need socks up there in the warm anyway.
Oh well, we've not been up here for we got up here about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago we got up to the Central Coast,
Oh,
in between Sydney and Newcastle,
yep.
and we've got some gigs around the area, so we're just popping in, seeing family and friends, and then we're hitting the country again. So we're going to be back down to Cowra and then down into Victoria. Hope.
Oh, perfect. When are you coming to Tassie?
We get asked that so often.
Yeah.
You're not going to believe this, but um, I wrote a little single, and it went to #1 in Tasmania.
It did.
It did,
It did.
and I can't believe that Tassie loved it. So thank you to all the beautiful people in Tassie that loved it.
Tassie loves country music. We've got
I
such a following
know.
down here.
I've got to get to
You
Tasmania.
have to come. You have to come. Well, there's plenty of spots. I have a really big yard, so you can park your van here anytime. We've got plenty of places to play.
Is it level?
Flat, not all flats. My yard's flat. I don't have
Yay!
rabbits, so you won't have to worry about popping them into your van and accidentally going to Queensland. I've got cats and dogs, so you
I
can
love
play with
dogs.
those. You're fine.
I love dogs.
They'll get in and have a cuddle. They'll be fine.
I love that. Everywhere we go, that's the one thing that we miss about being on the road.
No animals.
No animals, because before we left, we had a little rabbit, and we inherited him. You know how it all works, and he became the coolest little thing. He thought he was a dog. If you called him, he would come running.
Oh,
He was so cool.
cute.
And as soon as you got home, you couldn't move because he was around your legs, and it was just, you know, he just made you feel so welcome every time you got
How
home.
gorgeous.
And we found out when we were going to hit the road that you can't take rabbits into Queensland because it's
Yes,
a $44,000 fine.
I hadn't
So
heard that until tonight.
I know. We were really upset when we found out
Yeah.
because we had him for 8 years,
Oh,
and yeah. So we got him when he was 1, and the bus was ready for us to go, and we're trying to work out what we're going to do with Bun. And the day we were meant to bring the bus home, the engine blew up. That's a different story. There's always a lot of stories in our world.
so
But
many songs.
exactly. But I got back home before Dave, and I couldn't find Bun anywhere. And I called him, and he didn't come. And when Dave got home, he went and checked the area, the yard, and he'd taken himself down to an area in the backyard he'd never gone to before. Down behind the shed, laid down, closed his little eyes, and that was that.
Oh, at least that's peaceful. It was just.
It was. So now every time we go to someone's place, we always inherit new fur baby friends.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we get so excited every time we speak to our friends. We always ask how our fur babies are from Auntie Gayle and Uncle Dave. We're just hopeless like that. That's the way we work.
Bigger families.
I know. I love it.
That's gorgeous. That's the way to do it. And that's cheaper. You don't have to pay to feed them that way. So good. It's like having nieces and nephews. Don't have to go through all the rubbish. You can have all the fun stuff. Feed them on chocolate. Send them home when they're high. It's great.
Exactly. Actually, we've got a little nephew, and his name's Evan, and he just turned 3. And
Oh.
I said to him, my sister's the cake maker in the family, but she said I won't be there, and I'm not making any shapes. And I said I said that's all right, baby. Uncle Dave's going to make you a car cake. He'll make you a cake. And I said, what kind do you want? He said, a car cake, because he loves cars. I said, awesome. Uncle Dave will make it for you. And he's so excited. I said, what colour do you want the cake? And he said, red.
Of course.
So of course. So Uncle Dave decided he was going to make this cake. The only thing is that my little nephew's big sister, who's 6, has decided that it's not just a normal car cake. It had to be the Lightning McQueen car cake.
Of course it does. Absolutely.
So if anyone wants to check out my my Facebook page, you can see the car cake that Dave made, the Lightning McQueen car cake. And you've got the cake and you've got the actual car. And apparently the only one that can tell them apart is Mr. and Mrs. McQueen.
Oh, well, there you go. See? Now, if anyone needs a birthday cake, and these guys are anywhere near you.
The roadie's going, no.
My birthday is.
When is your birthday?
New Year's Eve. Who
No
would have
way.
a baby New Year's Eve? Yeah, my mum was silly enough to do that.
I've got a nephew who's the 30th of December,
30th.
so it's close.
It's such a terrible time to have a birthday. No one's who's home to do stuff with you. When's yours?
I'm the 7th of February, so I'm an Aquarian.
Wow.
And Dave the roadie, he's the 1st of February.
But, oh, wow, you're very close. So you're both just after Tamworth.
Yeah.
Just after Tamworth. So when everyone's quieter, you've got time to do stuff. Oh, Michael said his birthday's in 3 weeks.
Michael who?
There we go. He's up on screen. His birthday's 3 weeks.
Happy birthday for 3 weeks' time, Michael.
That is great. Well, are you going to groundwater, Michael? He's saying hi, so he hasn't written back. But I've got a lot of people watching. I've got so many different platforms right now flashing at me that I can't catch up. But heaps of people are watching. So say hi, everyone. Let us know you're there because it's hard for people. Wow. Well, tell us a little bit about your single. Tell us, because that is just going crazy for you. So tell us a bit about it. Where did you get the idea to write about it?
When we first hit the road 3 years ago, in our little tour bus, the first place that we went to was friends or people in Junee, and it was the first time we met them. We'd gone with other people, and they just welcomed us into their home and into their hearts with open arms, and they took us around inside their home, and there was just so much pride and love as they were telling us stories about the home. And it was an old home. I think it was built back in the 1800s or something. So it was a really old home. And as soon as we finished dinner and we went back into the bus, I said to Dave, pen, paper, quick. That means I've got too much peroxide in my head, so don't say a word or I'll forget everything. So I started writing open arms.
That's what.
And the second time we came back, I was up in the house, and I think we were house sitting. They'd gone away, and I came back down to the bus and I said, "Babe, pen, paper, quick!" Because I'd just gotten the second part of it, but this time I could hear the music as well. So it all came together. And then I was back on the Central Coast, and we saw a rocker friend of ours. His name's Mark Cash, and he's got amazing music. So if anyone's interested in rock music, even if you're not interested in rock music, go and check out Mark Cash and the Little Hussies. Amazing. And he said to me, "Have you got anything on the go?" And I said, "I've been working on this little open arms song." And I played it to him. He said, "Gayle, you know what it needs? It needs a rock note." I'm like, "Of course it needs a rock note, Cash. It's country music." He said, "No, Gayle, they'll love it." So we did the rock note, and here we are. It went number 1 3 weeks in a row.
it's just going wonderful. It's such a great song, and you've done so well with it.
Thank
But
you.
let's go back a little bit before you went on the road and before you started writing all these little songs on the road. Where did you start musically? How old were you when you started music? What
I
made
was
you?
one. I was one of those horrible children that didn't like dolls. I liked everything that made a noise. So
Yeah.
as you can imagine, my mum was super happy about that.
Oh, I bet she
um,
loved it. Yes.
and then they decided to do photos one day, and you put all the kids in a line. Right, you sit there with the guitar just for a photo.
Yeah.
Everyone sat there, did the, but I sat there and started playing it, and was
Yeah.
no, don't do that. You're just gonna sit there. And but it does stuff. How do you do something with it? So then I was 6 years old when I first realized I wanted to learn guitar. And for the next 2 years, I was an absolute nightmare for my mum, trying
Yeah.
to get guitar lessons. Finally, I got guitar lessons on a borrowed guitar, and it was classical music, and that just did not float my boat
Oh
whatsoever.
no,
No.
no.
Then we moved to the country, and
Yeah.
they had guitar lessons before school. So me and my little sister would go off to school with our little borrowed guitars, and we went to guitar lessons, and we learnt the cowboy chords and the country way, and I finally found where I was meant to be.
Yeah. So very early. So were your parents, did they like music? Did they play a lot of music, or it just was in you? It was just you.
We had a lot of, those mixtapes that people used to make
Yeah.
up when they buy a record. I don't
Oh
know
yes.
about everybody else, but if your parents or your grandparents are like this, please say something on the screen. My pa would get a brand new record, and he'd put it on, and he'd record it, and so that there weren't any scratches or anything.
That's right.
Um, and then he'd put it back into its cover, and he'd put the record away, and it was never touched again.
I still
He
do
just
that.
like,
I do. I still do that. And I still count to three because you had to leave 3 seconds between your songs. That's what
what a
you used to have
girl!
to do. 1, 2, 3. I used to have to
I
count
love
to
that. I
3.
love that. My pa would love that too.
Does anyone
So
else do that? Surely we all grew up making tapes off records and CDs doing that.
you know what the best part was? When somebody had done it for you, but they had a scratch in their
Oh,
record, and then you didn't know what the words were, so you sort of never really quite got the song the way it was meant to be.
just made your own.
Yes. Oh, you've heard it then.
And then later on, when you actually heard the song, well, that's not it.
That's not what
That's
I
not
thought.
the right song. That's not what I used to listen to. No.
That is not what I sang.
Yep. Yes. Traditional music upbringings. Yes.
Yes, yes. So that was how I grew up. I finally got my very own guitar when I was 14 years old, and I did sleep with it, and I did play it till my fingers bled, and it was just the most incredible time. It really was. All I wanted to do was just go to Tamworth but it took a long time before I got to go to Tamworth.
I was going to
So
say, how well were you for your first Tamworth?
I actually got my first Tamworth with my husband, the roadie,
What?
and oh, that was back in 2002.
Oh, okay.
Back in
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd always wanted to get there, but never had the opportunity to do it. And then it was actually after I wrote my first song when Dave and I first got together, and I've been hanging around with a band. A friend of mine was a lead singer and blah blah blah, and so I'd written this song, and so Dave knew that I'd written this song about him. But when I turned around after we got married and I said, "Oh, I think I'll pick my music back up now," he's like, "What? What music?" I'm like, "Well, you think I just wrote a song out of nowhere?"
Yeah.
Which it actually was my first song I'd ever written.
Wow.
And I obviously I just needed the beautiful inspiration from
Inspiration.
the love of my life. So there it
He's
was.
standing right next to her, so she has to say these things.
It is actually true. He is the love of my life.
How
We've
lovely.
been together 23 years,
Wow.
and we've been married for 22 this year. And yeah, no, he's yeah.
You'd
I'm
have
I'm
to
very
be
lucky.
you'd have to be pretty happy to be able to live in a little caravan and just travel around.
I've had people say that. How can you live in a confined space? But
Yep.
he's my best friend, and it's yeah. I don't know. We just
It's just easy.
we've always just gotten on really really well.
Yeah.
So it just makes it easy.
Oh, lovely. Well, I get along really, really well with my cats and dogs. We get along just fine. I don't think I could live in a caravan with them all, but we get along really well in a house.
How many have you got?
I've got 2 cats and 2 dogs. The dogs are outside, the cats are inside, so I get a break when I couldn't have them all inside. That wouldn't work. I wouldn't have any spot in the bed because at the moment I sort of have to shuffle in between the 2 cats and they choose where they go and then I get the leftover. So and if I get out, then it's tough for me.
Yeah, good
I
luck
can have
getting
the
back in.
couch. Yeah, like, couch is free. Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, I just pay you for your food, but that's what I am. Oh, so Open Arms is doing really well, and you're heading down to Victoria. Have you got any plans after that?
Well, we're always on the road. We don't have a house. We're actually doing it slim dusty style, I guess. And it's working. We're up for the ICMA Awards in Tamworth in January. If any of your watchers and listeners don't know about ICMA, it's the Independent Country Music of Australia. And it's for people like myself that we're not signed. We put our money where our mouth is, and we take the tunes to the producer and create it all ourselves. So I'm up for most popular female artist in January. Voting is still open, so if anyone's thinking, oh, I kind of like this girl, we might follow her a little bit.
Absolutely.
Please pop on over to the Facebook page and the music page, and you can find the links to the ICMA Awards. They'll be wonderful. They're almost closing, so we'll be there.
Yes, I was going to say, yeah, you have to vote soon, so jump over and vote because there's so many people on. There are so many different categories and so many different things for that. The ICMA awards are great, and it's nice to see people that are independent getting some recognition. So jump over and let them know that you support them. Can people buy? Can people buy your merchandise, your songs? Where can people find your things? Have you got a website?
Absolutely. All of my music, I have my first EP, which is called Freedom. And then my album, which is called Rough Road. They're all on iTunes and Spotify and Google Play and all those. And my new single, Open Arms, is also available on all those platforms. I've just had T-shirts made up, so if you'd like the Open Arms T-shirt, you can send me a message on my on my Facebook or my website, which is GayleO'Neill.com. Now, the hard part is that Mum decided to be fancy when she called me Gayle. It's Gayle, and then I married an O'Neill that could only afford one L, so it's Gayle with a Y, O'Neill with one L. So if you can find me, that'd be wonderful.
It cancels each other out. You've gone from fancy to, so you've made yourself normal. You've brought yourself back into that normal category. Oh dear, that beer helped, didn't it? Oh. So jump over and have a look at Gayle's website and onto her Facebook because you might be able to have a bit of a look around and get a T-shirt to wear if you go to Tamworth or to any of her shows. I'm sure. Do you have your merch at your shows? Can they buy it all at your shows? Yep. Wonderful.
Always. The only thing you cannot buy from me is the Open Arms single, because
Yeah.
I've not got that on a CD yet.
I see
But
yeah.
there is another little something coming up later on, and we've spoken to the producers, so
Oh,
keep your eyes and ears open.
that is exciting. Will you come back and play for us? Play for us when you do have more? That would be
Please,
awesome. Yes,
I
please
would
come
love
back and play
to.
it for us. That would be
I would
amazing.
love to.
That would be so good. If you bring it, tell us and we can pop you in on the week you release it so people can jump on and order for that first week.
Yes,
That would be
we'll
cool.
do a pre-release.
When your pre-orders are up, that would be perfect. That would be perfect. We can
Let's
do that,
that.
definitely. I won't get to see you guys next week, but I will get to see you in Tamworth so we can sort something out if it's not out before then.
That'd be
Yes,
wonderful.
we can definitely do that. Well, I heard a little rumour that you might play a little song for us if we ask nicely.
Have we still got time?
Have you got time? Have you got time for a song?
I've got time. Has everyone else got time?
Has everyone got time? Press some loves and some likes if you would like some songs, and I reckon that we can pop one up. I don't know because it's hard because they can't do that on YouTube. So the YouTube, I can't see the likes until the end. So if you've got time, let's play a song. Yes, I've got some love hearts and some songs on Facebook. So I will.
Oh, thank you.
Facebook, I can see. YouTube, we can't see till the end.
Well, thank you everybody for wanting to hear my song.
Well, I will let you have the room so everyone can
you.
see your lovely lights in the background, and I will see you shortly.
All right, thank you. Imagine Golden Street, you need. Well, it is quite the place to see, where lava tones are walls and the ceiling stands so tall, where every room has a tale to tell of what was then and what is now. And the trapdoor on the floor is a lift to the cellar door. And open arms, friends and family, open arms, everyone feels at home at open arms. Well, it was friendship, sweat, and love, and dug those foundations up, filling buckets with the earth. It's a common goal emerged at open arms, friends and family are open arms, everyone feels at home at open arms. Up on the roof, perched oh so free, 3 generations you will see. There's love and laughter on the breeze, hearing Golden Street you name, waiting by so patiently. Well, it's a love shack you will see. Oh, down the road on Lover's Lane, the family motto stays the same. At open arms, friends and family are open arms, where everyone feels at home at open nights.
Yay! Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Glenda
Thank
just
you
popped in at the
very
end
much.
there. So I saw you, Glenda. Hi. Just had a couple of people pop in at the end of your song. So they'll be able to see that. If they missed it, they'll be able to rewatch it in a little bit. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you to all of your
Anytime.
watchers and listeners.
We've
That's
had
wonderful.
anytime. We've had a wonderful time. You guys popped in when we were in a little bit of a crisis. We had to quickly fix a few things up, but we got there, and with this week accommodation. So thank you for putting up with crazy when you came into the room.
We love crazy.
We do crazy really well, especially when Cassie's in the house. The two of us are a little bit crazy. A little bit is probably not the right way of putting it, but a lot is not even enough. But anyway, we got there. So thank goodness we're going to groundwater, and we think we've got accommodation, and we've had a great show.
Wonderful.
And we've heard a brilliant song, and we're going to have you back, which is even more exciting.
That is very exciting.
So yes, and we are going to get you to Tassie somehow soon, hopefully.
All you got to do is let me know where you live music.
We have
the main supporters of live music.
Yep.
Give me some kind of
Absolutely, we can definitely do that
guidelines,
with lots of lists we can give you. So there's so many festivals here now. We have lots, and we have so many little places around that do heaps of live music now. So coming up into the good time, the warmer weather is coming, so it's a great time to do it. So we can sort something out.
Let's do it.
Let's definitely do it. We've got so many people that want to come down. We should do just a little festival. We should just set it up somewhere in a paddock, and we'll do a little festival.
That's a great idea.
Everyone come across on the boat. We'll all just camp and we'll do a festival.
That sounds great.
We need some people to come along and with the sound and that. So if any of you guys can do that for us, let us know. I reckon there's probably actually a few around here that would probably help us there.
I reckon that if you send it out there,
we can do it.
It'll come together. Absolutely.
I reckon we could do it. If everyone just come across and did it to get their names out, we could do something. Let us know what you'd like and where. All right. Well, we better wrap it up because we have gone for a little bit longer. Sorry about that.
I don't tend to do anything normal, so it's actually
no. We can be friends. We can be friends. We're fine. I don't know what normal is. So, you know, who would think normal is boring? That's all right. Well, thank you so much for joining. Thank you, guys. If you're in groundwater this week and I am sleeping on the street, please give me a blanket. Otherwise, come and say hi. Do grab me because I may not see you. And enjoy. But we'll actually tomorrow night, before I forget, because I nearly forgot, tomorrow night we have got an extra show. Tomorrow we've got Kim Wright joining us because he's got a single out this week. So
that's exciting.
He's going to come on for a little bit tomorrow night to have a quick chat and let us know about his new single. So extra shows, even more exciting. So join us tomorrow night. I'll pop a thing up later, and I didn't put it up earlier because it was just confusing. So join us next week. Join us tomorrow night, and then join us throughout the week because we'll pop up little lives throughout groundwater as well. Anyway, we'll have a great night, guys. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Thank you for tuning in. Have a great time at groundwater, and don't forget, please like Gayle O'Neill music page. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and like me on Facebook, and send me through some places that you'd like us to come and tour because we live on the road. We would love to come and see your little country town or wherever you are.
That is a great idea. Let her know. That is fantastic. Well, thanks, guys. We'll see you all tomorrow. See you later.
Thanks, Daddy.